we've got this new hire and I'd like you to take a little bit of ownership for his success. I want you to show him, teach him, have him shadow you on exactly what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Hi, welcome back to the channel. We've been speaking at length about how to build an effective sales team. We've talked about everything from the hiring process all the way to training. Now you've already done a good amount of training with your new hire. What happens next? In my mind, you need to buddy them up or give them a mentor so they have some point of contact while they are on the floor. You may be busy doing other things, but they always have a buddy on the floor that they can bounce ideas off of, get help from. So I've found that the mentorship program works really, really well. What do I mean by that? I mean finding an individual that, number one, follows the processes the way you want them to happen at your store. So don't put them with maybe your highest producing salesperson, because a lot of times that person does not follow the processes the way you want, but they're effective in their own way. Let's start them off with somebody who is effective, but also follows the processes and has the capacity to teach. Sometimes we have somebody that might work as a mentor, but they don't communicate well. So those would not be the right people to mentor. I'm sure you can find one or two people in your store that would be ideal mentors. What you want to do is you want to talk to the mentors and say, hey, we've got this new hire and I'd like you to take a little bit of ownership for his success. I want you to be able to show him, teach him, have him shadow you on exactly what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job, but just have him look over your shoulder, have conversations with him. When he has a customer, help him. And as a thank you for doing this, we're going to compensate you in this way. Now, this is something that you have to decide. Is this going to be just a standard expectation of this person that, hey, if I tell you to help me train this person, they have to? In my mind, that's not necessarily ideal, because as a commissioned salesperson, now I'm taking time away from my revenue generating operations to help this person. Even though I may want to, it takes money away from my pocket, so I may not be motivated to do that. So I think if you're going to set up a mentorship program, you need to have some form of compensation back to the mentor. Maybe for the first few weeks, any sales that new person gets goes under the mentor's name. Maybe that's how you do it. Or you figure out some kind of a split situation, or you give them some kind of a bonus or an incentive to do that. However you want to figure that out is fine, whatever works for you. But I feel that you should compensate them in some way for their time and effort to help train that person and help mentor that person while they're on the floor. So I really feel that a mentorship program is something that would form stage 2 of the training. So after all the book learning is done, this is your kind of on-the-job training, and it works well if you have a mentor and a buddy on the floor. So I would highly recommend that. If you have any comments on this, please leave that in the comments below, and we'll talk about it more there. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.